Hello everyone, my name is Katrina and I hope you are going well. I'm going to show you how I use my reading journal and Kobo wishlist to get the most out of a Kobo Plus subscription. So if you are familiar with e-readers, most of them are linked to an online bookstore. Through there you can purchase titles you are interested in and sync them to a device such as a e-reader. This is the Kobo Libra Color. Or you can use another device you might already have such as your phone or tablet. Another level of service they offer are a subscription, where like all subscriptions we have these days, you pay a monthly fee and you're given access to the database of titles they offer. The Kobo version of this is Kobo Plus. They offer 3 options: ebook only, audio only, and ebook and audio combined into one subscription. So I thought I would show you how I personally use Kobo Plus, since sometimes when I am browsing through the e-reader spaces online, I sometimes see comments about how people are struggling to find something that they like to read inside the subscription. So they may have wanted the subscription to save them money, but then there's nothing that they are interested in within the subscription. So I can only comment on the ebook subscription since I don't sub to the audio options, but I have a suggestion for the easiest way to see what is available that you might like. But before I jump into that, my first tip is, if you have heard of a hot new title through BookTok or Bookstagram, check first if it is a Kindle Unlimited title. If it is on Kindle Unlimited, you will not get it on Kobo. Kindle makes sure all titles are exclusive to their platform for KU. I think a lot of people also hear about a book and want to read it, but it's a new release that's got a big publisher behind it. That is also unlikely to make it to the subscription, so just keep that in mind. You can find some fun surprises, but usually a publisher is going to want to sell a full book and not rely on a subscriber to read all the pages, which is how the money works in the back end. Okay, so now that I addressed the idea that some books just won't be in the subscription, I can say that what is in the subscription is still amazing, and you're going to want your journal and your phone so we can get started. It's not a super surprising tip or anything, but to get the most out of your Kobo Plus subscription, you're going to want to make lists. Kobo only offer one wish list for all the books you are interested in. You cannot make a separate list for the Kobo Plus ones compared to ones that you would need to purchase. So I make a list in my journal, and so I add it to my wish list on the website, and then if I notice it is a Kobo Plus title, I add it to the Kobo Plus list in my journal. So sometimes I will check to see if the author's other works are also in the Kobo Plus subscription, and so then I will note down the author instead of just a book title. So you can see here that I have put in the title for the first one, but then also further down I have Robin McKinley and Ella Quinn. So I found that a lot of this author's books are all available within the Kobo Plus subscription. So that just means that if there is a month where I am feeling like I might like to read some Regency historical romance, then I can just see on my list here that I have Ella Quinn lined up and I have Erica Ridley lined up, so I'm all set. For these titles that I have written down, I have noted down the cost. So you'll see here that I wrote it was $10.79, and that is the VIP price. A VIP is a separate subscription to Kobo Plus. So Kobo Plus is a monthly subscription to get access to titles. The VIP subscription is a once-off yearly fee, and that will discount books that are available through this program just by about 10%. So you get a discount. If you're purchasing a lot of books, it's worth it. I like having the VIP option as well. So I'll tell you why later. It's important to write down the prices. You may think that it is a waste to make a list like this because it's in your wish list, so why bother making a separate list? And it is because the most cost-effective way is to have a decent number of want-to-reads lined up. So for me, I wouldn't subscribe unless there are at least 4 books I wanted to read in the month, because that's how many I can read, and so it wouldn't be a waste of money to subscribe. So the downside of the website's wish list is that you cannot scroll through that list and see if it is a Kobo Plus title just from that page. It only shows the price. So to check, you would have to open up every book again when you were ready to find some Kobo Plus reads. For me, I browse Kobo a lot. I check the daily deals, I check out titles that I hear about regularly, so my wish list is constantly being updated and reviewed. So if I'm interested, I just put it straight onto the wish list and wait for a price drop, unless it's reasonably priced already, and then I may purchase. So, however, when you are looking at titles, you will notice that they say X amount or free on Kobo Plus. So that's when I put it in my journal. So you definitely still want to add it to the Kobo wishlist and not just rely on your journal list, because Kobo will email you when the price drops if it is on your wishlist. So this is a great option if the title isn't available on Kobo Plus, so you can see when you may be able to get it a little cheaper. I think as you use the Kobo more, it can recommend more books that you will like, and that naturally builds up a collection of Kobo Plus titles for your list as well. So I don't think it's a quick thing. I mean, obviously you can just subscribe, see what there is and just go for it, but I like to go in with a plan. I think that's pretty obvious by now. So my next thing to consider is that the subscription costs $13.99 Australian for me, and some of these Kobo titles are only a few dollars. So I will usually add up how much it might cost to subscribe compared to buying and make sure I balance out the amount. So that's why I noted down the cost for these ones. So I can see that Gentleman of an Uncertain Fortune is actually a $20 ebook. My tip here would be to choose a book that's value is higher than the subscription price. For example, a book I want to read is The Little House by Kyoko Nakajima, translated by Ginny Tapley Takemori, and this is over $15 Australian to buy, and the Kobo Plus subscription is $13.99. So I can get that book for slightly less, plus in that month I can read a few more books from my list, so that evens out the cost. So you have your wish list, but you don't want to keep a separate journal list, which is fair. I just like making lists. So as I said before, the website won't show Kobo Plus titles in the wish list, but when you look at the wish list directly on your e-reader, or you can use the Kobo iPad app, it is listed there directly in the list if it is a Kobo Plus title. And that saves you clicking around and trying to find some titles. So that's another tip. If you don't want a paper list, you want to be organized in the titles you want to read, so you don't want to just sort of jump in and see how you're going, you can use your wish list. So here are my wish list on my device. You can see that they will say whether I can buy them. Some of them say just buy now, but others will list the price, or you can see that it's free with Kobo Plus. And so you can just scroll through, and you can see recently you've added all these books that you're interested in, and they're all on Kobo Plus. So now might be a great time to subscribe so you can get the most use of your money. Perhaps so you just want to subscribe and see how it goes without all this pre-planning, which I guess, to be honest, sounds a lot more elaborate now that I'm saying it out loud than when it is I'm actually doing it. So you might think, well, I will just use the app to browse and purchase and do all the things, but unfortunately each device and app works differently. So the website allows purchasing of books, and it shows you if it's in Kobo Plus only if you open the book. Then I have the Android app on my phone, which allows me to purchase books through this app, but it will not show me if a book is a Kobo Plus title. It only gives me the option to buy. So then the iPad app works differently in that I cannot buy books through there, but I can see on my wish list if a book is a Kobo Plus title, but I cannot see the prices. So I'm not sure why it all works differently across these, but I will tell you that on the e-reader itself, you can do all of the options. So you can buy through the e-reader, you can see if it's reduced with the VIP pricing. You can browse library books. You can see what's on your wish list and which ones are Kobo Plus, which aren't. You can also discover through the Kobo Plus tab and see titles that might be interesting to you that aren't on your wish list. So the only downside I would say is that the e-ink devices that the Kobos are a slower browsing experience that most people are used to than with their phones or their laptops. So it's really up to you how you want to navigate the devices. So I tend to browse on my computer, add things to my wish list, and use my Kobo Plus list for those titles, and also do most of my purchasing through the online desktop. So just in summary, keep a list. I keep my journal list as well as my Kobo wish list, since the wish list is everything I want to remember and Kobo won't let you make different lists for different things. So the list of my Hobonichi weeks is just the titles on Kobo Plus. That way I can see at a glance what I might like to read if I get the subscription. It's also important to wish list it. So use the wish list on your device, not the website I guess, to see which are on Kobo Plus. Save up all of these Kobo Plus titles so you can get the most use of it throughout the month, or choose a book that's value is higher than the subscription price so that it evens out the cost. And remember, it's just a subscription. You aren't locked in for life. So you may subscribe for a month and realize that, maybe you weren't feeling those books this month, or it wasn't the best use of your finances just now. So just cancel for the next month. And I would say, get good at browsing through the Kobo Plus options and making your list. And also, though, to browse your library options, the Kobo in Australia can link to Libby, or on here they call it Overdrive. But the most cost-effective way, I think, is just to plan the month's worth of reading. So this way you can read the books you're interested in, when you're interested in the subscription, and just pay the one-off fee. So happy reading!